Hello, this is Sophie Dawson from sophiedawson.com, and this is episode 165 of the Sci-Fi Art podcast, which is a little podcast that I do about the art and things. And this one, we're going to be talking about nature versus technology. Nature versus technology. I like this one. Oh, little doggy down here. Little doggy down by the water. That scared me a little bit then. Thought it was a beast attacking me. Quite cool. Little doggy's having a drink, I think. Quite cool. So this one we're looking at nature versus technology. So my question is, well, there's two things about this. I've been thinking, art has a version of nature and a version of technology. So for art, I look at fantasy art as nature, and then sci-fi art as technology. I thought that was quite cool. So that, for me, that's like a visual way of looking at nature and technology. So fantasy, when you look at fantasy art, it's all monsters and like goblins and organic. It's all organic, trees, plants. But it's nature, and it's like everything is in balance. When you look at sci-fi, it's normally fighting. It's normally buildings, like structures, man-made structures, and the colours as well, they're all different. But also you get aliens. So with fantasy you get monsters. Sci-fi you normally get aliens. There's another little doggy down here splashing about in the water. Quite cool. So I was thinking, and then also colours. Fantasy is normally greens and browns, blue. It's normally mainly greens and browns. And then sci-fi is normally like black, and then you have like neon colours. So I like that. That was the first thing, but the main thing was I just thought to myself, if this earth, if you woke up tomorrow and somebody said, this earth is going to get, you've got to make a decision here, either the earth is going to become all nature, or it's going to be all technology. What would you rather? Would you rather live in a world of nature or technology? And then I also think to myself, is it not as simple as that? Would it not be better to live in a world where you have nature and technology in balance? But then I think to myself, is it possible? Is it possible to have nature and technology in balance? Because it just seems like they're opposites. Like nature is very sort of peaceful and connected, but then saying that, technology can be connected as well. This is the thing. Technology is good. It's not the technology that's the problem, it's the person behind it. Yeah, it's the person behind it. Because like, you look at all these like phones with cameras on, in one way that's really good because it allows people around the world to connect with each other. But then at the same time it can be bad because it means people can spy on you. But the thing with nature is I don't feel like nature can be manipulated. That's the thing, I feel like nature is very pure. Whereas technology, because technology has been created by, let's say, a human, there's always like an agenda behind it. So for me, I'd rather live in a world of nature. But I do like technology as well. But for me, most of the technology is actually negative. But I think, again, that goes to because the people behind it. the people who are in control of the technology are negative. That's what I think. But I love the way that art visually represents the two things. Because I noticed that going through all these Imagine Effects magazines, because on my YouTube at youtube.com/Sophie Lawson, I look at these Imagine Effects magazines, and what they do on there is they look at fantasy and sci-fi art. And I've noticed I prefer fantasy art. Yeah, I like fantasy art. It's cool, it is. But I like sci-fi art as well. So I think what I'm realising is it's about balance. But that's the hard bit, isn't it? Getting balance. Yeah, because the thing is, nature. I don't feel like nature. Well, I'm going to talk about something in a minute. But I was going to say I don't feel like nature is going to be able to get humans off of the planet to explore the universe. I feel like you need technology for that. So it's weird, isn't it? It's like nature. Technology is not going to create. You can't see the planet with. Well, you could see the planet with technology, but the Earth seems to have spawned from nature. And then it evolves into humans and stuff. But as far as it can go is to stay on the planet. In order to get off the planet, you need technology. So in order to fully evolve, you would actually need technology. But then I thought to myself, I feel like mushrooms. I've always thought there's a battle going on between mushrooms and the microchip. I think the microchip is going around the universe trying to take over planets with technology, like AI robots basically. But I thought to myself, the mushrooms are doing the same thing. But what they're doing is, like a mushroom for instance, it grows on a, like a rock. And then that rock gets blasted off into the atmosphere. Like let's say the Earth gets hit by a comet or something. Mushrooms would get thrown out into the universe. And I feel like they would actually start seeding other planets. Yeah, so to me it feels like the whole thing of this thing is just to see if you can keep going. Maybe it comes down to a battle between nature and technology. Which one's going to sort of win? Are we going to end up with a universe full of Earth planets with like nature and everything, or are we going to end up with a universe full of technology planets? It's quite weird, isn't it? But I just hope we can find balance between nature and technology. That'd be amazing. I think that's it for this one. Just seeing if there's anything else to. I love nature. I wonder what comes first, nature or technology. Because like what I'm saying is, how do you not know that the mushrooms are some sort of super advanced technology? In other words, that the mushrooms, or like organic, like cells, like organic, so the things that we think is nature, what if that is actually technology? It's just we think it's nature, but it's actually a form of technology. So in that point, there would be no difference between. At that point, it would just be organic technology or inorganic technology. At that point they would both be the same thing. That's quite weird. Because I can't help but feel that the human is some form of robot. Yeah. Really, what you need to do is get out of the system, and what you need to do is you need to go face to face with the creator and see if the creator is a robot. What is the creator? That's the thing. It can't be a human. I don't think it could be a human. I feel like it's going to end up being like a sphere of energy. A sphere of energy. So what would that be? What would a sphere of energy be? Would that be a technology? Yeah, that's the thing. What if the creator was a form of technology created by something? Yeah, it's a never-ending loop, isn't it? Like I said this ages ago on one of the podcasts. The creator's creations are creating the creator. So in other words, the creator is some form of technology that what it does is it creates a load of creations organically, and then those organic creations, which are, you would look at like humans, what they do is they end up creating technology which would be like robots, which becomes so super advanced that it becomes like a quantum computer, which becomes like a sphere of energy. So it ends up becoming the creator, and then what that does is it actually ends up wanting to recreate the creations. So you end up with this never-ending cycle of basically a organic technology creating basically like a robot, and then the robot creating an organic, a nature. That's weird, that is. I really think there's something in that, you know. It's crazy. I tell you, I can't wait. I'm fascinated by death, just to see what's going to happen. So weird it is. But it always comes back to this thing of, no matter where you go, I feel like the thing is, I feel like it has to be a loop. That's what I think. I think it has to be a loop. In other words, it has to be that the creator is creating itself. Yeah, it's like the chicken or the egg thing. There is no beginning. It's a never-ending process. So in that respect, you would look at it and say, well, don't resist the technology then, because that's just part of the process. I have thought about this a lot with like the vaccine and stuff. Is me not wanting the vaccine and stuff? Is that actually just being resistant to change? I've thought about that. I don't think it is. It could be though. The spirit realm, how would the spirit realm come into this? Fascinating it is. Yeah, I can't help but think we're going to end up recreating the past. The future and the past, it's a loop. A never-ending loop. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be fascinated what you think about nature or technology. If you're watching on YouTube or something, you can put a thing in the comments, little message, What do you prefer, nature or technology? Or do you think we need to find balance? Do you think you can find balance? Because I feel like as soon as AIs come onto the scene, it's inevitable that they're going to actually take over. That's what I think. In a weird way though, like if you leave the planet as it is, what happens? Nature takes over, doesn't it? So in a strange way, nature is doing the same as the AI. Just taking over. It's a bit like a virus. Yeah, if all of a sudden all the humans got eradicated, but the buildings and everything stayed here, in about 1,000 years, nature would have consumed all of those buildings. And then the same thing, if all the humans got eradicated but AI stayed around, the AIs would end up consuming the planet basically. Weird. Hey, I think there's little duckies down in the water. They're little ducks. We're swimming about. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you later for another one.